Hey, good morning and welcome, Trondheim friends, to this week's episode of Patio Ponderings. This is season 2, episode 5, and I'm going to apologize right up front that the microphone to my the battery on my microphone died, so I'm going to try and do this without it, and hopefully the wind won't be too noisy because it is a cold, windy, blustery day today. I think I even saw a few snowflakes flying around out here. So my patio today is the Phelps Lake State Wildlife Management Area, just west of Lonsdale. And we take advantage in our family of the wildlife areas quite a bit. And wildlife management areas are land that the state has set aside for a particular purpose. And if you go to the DNR's website, you can read what that purpose is. And it's listed as this. The purpose is protecting wildlife in our state, providing outdoor recreational activities for our people, and promoting important wildlife-based tourism. So, you know, this is really pretty out here. It was a beautiful drive coming out here. It's maybe not the best land in the state. It's maybe not the most beautiful land in the state, but it is, in this particular time and place, the right land for its purpose. And that is the connection to our story. Our story on Sunday was this vision that God sets out for the people who are newly freed from slavery in Egypt, and it's about the giving of the 10 Commandments. And the vision God has for the people is given through Moses in the book of Exodus chapter 19, in this particular verse. It says, "You will be a kingdom of priests for me and a holy nation." And that's where the connection comes in between this land and what it means to be holy. Because so often we think of holy as being pure or perfect or very sacred. And those are definitely nuances of the definition of holy. But the main definition of holy, particularly in this context, is to be set aside. Just like this land is set aside for a purpose, so too does God set aside God's people for a particular purpose. And we hear this purpose in different ways throughout the Bible. We hear it through Abraham, is that the people are blessed to be a blessing. In the Moses story here, we hear it that the people are set aside to be a kingdom of priests, to be this holy nation. And we are still set aside as followers of Jesus to love. That is our purpose, to love God and love our neighbor. That is the sum of all the commandments, as Jesus tells us. So it's been the thing that has got me pondering this week then is if we are still called to be a holy people, and we actually hear this in Romans chapter 12 verse 1. It says this, that I encourage you to present your bodies as a living sacrifice that is holy and pleasing to God. So yes, we are still called to be a holy people. What does it mean in our culture to be holy then? If what we're talking about is being set aside for a particular purpose of loving our neighbor. Well, I think we need to think about how we live our lives together. And particularly right now, we are just full of challenges in doing that. We are faced as a people with all kinds of issues, everything from the economy to race to the lingering issues around the pandemic, immigration, crime. It's just, the list goes on and on and on, right? And we're very divided over these things. And so the ways in which we as a people address that come from different philosophies and different beliefs. And some of those are great and they're good. Some of them not so much, right? Some of them are very centered in what is best for ourselves. It's very individualistic and self-centered. Some of those approaches come from people who are in power and very much want to maintain that power and maintain their status. So the question that it comes down to is, what would it look like as a people of God to be consistently approaching the struggles that we have in our life from a place of love? What does it mean to look at our economy from a place of love? What does it mean to look at immigration from a place of love? What does it mean to look at crime from a place of love? That's a very different approach than what we normally see, and it will definitely set us apart from our culture. And that can be a challenge sometimes, to feel different, to feel like we're running counter to what our culture is doing. So one of those things that I don't know that I have answers for you today on what that means, but this is your invitation to ponder along with me. And what does it mean to be a set-aside, holy people approaching life with each other out of a place of love over any other approach that we might have? As always, I'd love to hear what you have to say. Stay warm in these chilly temperatures, and we'll see you on Sunday. Bye.